There's a natural phenomenon called twilight. It's when the sun has already set, but the skies are still lit with a soft glow. It's a result of the rays of sunlight from beyond the horizon, reflecting in the dust and water particles in the air, and getting scattered around. There are 3 stages to twilight. First, there's civil twilight. This is when the sky is still bright. Next is nautical twilight, when the stars begin to emerge, but it's still light enough to make out where the sky and sea meet. And last is astronomical twilight. At this stage, the sun's light is no longer visible, and the sky is almost completely dark. You can see the dimmest 6th magnitude stars with the naked eye. Astronomical observations can only be made after astronomical twilight. After the last traces of day fade away, and true night emerges. The area in front of Mikasuki Station was abuzz with activity. A number of young school kids were out in the plaza, a sight not normally seen here. They were all here to join our event. Damn, that's awesome. The young kids. How much fucking Odin did you eat, Hikari? Hikari had shown up early and was lying on the counter in the cafe corner, rubbing her stomach. But not everything, right? Don't say that, Hikari. Don't say that. Right? Wait, really? There's nothing left for me? No. It's a miracle that there's any left at all. Really? Ah, she did leave. Yeah, like a couple of Odin, right? Just a couple of noodles. Saya had brought me 1 piece of konnyaku, some chikua, and 1 slice of potato. Wait, that's it? That would be enough for a side dish tonight. Did she seriously eat all the Odin? Selfish bitch. Honoka came up to the counter with a basket full of food and drinks. All stuff for tonight. There's also stuff for event guests, so it was a pretty impressive amount. While I was busy scanning things, more and more had begun gathering. It was cold out, and there was nothing much to do, so most made their way inside. This is also something that indirectly the convenience store profits off of as well, right? Because like, this is the only store closest to the to where we're holding the Stargazing event. So obviously if people want to buy something or just do whatever, they'll come inside here. Yeah, they're profiting off of our event. Takeichi, sup bro? Wow, look at him in his stylish fucking coat. Holy shit, dude. Pussy Slayer 67. I don't know why I said 7. Takeichi was another one of our guests. Take, good timing. Can you carry some of this stuff for us? There was way too many bags for the girls to make it up to the mountain without breaking their backs. Don't worry, Take is here to carry stuff, okay? He's a good dude. He grabbed the bags as if they didn't weigh a thing. Oh god. No, Take? Not Honoka, okay? Not Honoka. You can have other girls, not Honoka. Oh right, he's into Naroe, He turned to look at me. Hey, I didn't say anything. But I just ignored him and took care of the next customer in line. Sorry dude, I'm working. Didn't hear what you said. I didn't. Right. Right. I don't think you're only going to make things worse. You're not going to help at all, Hikari. Oh god. Once, our teacher peeked out from the back of the store and came rushing out at the sight of Takeichi. Cheese. Cheese. You basically just told everyone now, Miharu.
あんたおしっこ漏らしたの？そうなんだ。
今言っちゃったじゃん。黙ってた意味ねえじゃん。
Yep, yep.
貸しって言
You
ったら
ruined it
この
now.
間貸したゲーム早く返してくださいよ。俺まだ途中なんだから。
カジノにハマってて進んでない。
いいからさっさとクリアしろ。
ちまちまレベル上げとかお金稼いだりとか面倒なんだもん。
Gold grind? Is it like an RPG MMO? Just as lazy in the game world as in real world, I
そ
thought.
れより今晩店番変わってくんない？あんたどうせ暇でしょ。
Takeichi turned up his nose at his former teacher, begging to him. Wait, Takeichi is gonna watch the shop? The whole "you're not busy" thing was a pretty low blow too. On Christmas Eve of all nights. But it's not untrue.
店番やれって母さんがうるさいのよ。顧問なんだって言っても聞いてくんなくて。あんた星なんか興味ないでしょ。お願いこの通りだから。
That's true. I mean, this is a good thing, right? That means that Miharu is interested enough to participate in the Stargazing event.
俺今夜は大事な人と過ごす。
Yeah, come on, dude. That doesn't count. What non-existent plans do you have? Takeichi said with his determined look on his face.
やはり私の出番か。
Are you really gonna help him, Hikari?
ねえから出番。
I don't know. It seems like you might need some help, Takeichi. Although, I could agree that Hikari might not be the right person to ask for help.
とにかく無理なんで他当たってください。
Saya wants to meet her too. Saya shook her head furiously as their eyes met. Those pleading eyes passed over Hikari, me, Honoka, and all the rest of the random people here, but no one offered. Yeah, Kotaro can totally watch the shop. I mean, didn't I see? I mean, I'm pretty sure I mentioned this a couple of times already, but there's one particular shop in Japan where there actually is like a Shiba Inu that just like, if you walk up to the store, the Shiba, he just like opens the window. He accepts like your money if you pay him. Obviously, he can't really give you cash back. Like, obviously, he can't calculate. Alright, you paid $50. Alright, $23.55 is what you'll get in return. Like, obviously, he can't do that shit, but he, to some extent, he can tend to the shop. This cash register wasn't made for paws. Though you occasionally heard about dogs running those tiny cigarette shops. Exactly! That's the one I'm talking about. You shouldn't have been playing games on the job in the first place, right? That's the real reason she couldn't go out. She was grounded like a child. A little child. You have to work it out with the manager.
イブの夜に娘を家に閉じ込めておこうなんて。だから今期が遅れるのよ。
Good point. You should tell her that, not me. She complained and hung her head. But things were starting to get really busy outside the store. At just a quick glance, I counted around 20 people. Whoa! There were a few faces I recognized from school. Some of the members from Nishi that lent us the tents. And then some kids from the other schools. Oh, there you are, President!
Yeah, Sorami-kun. Merry Christmas!
Ho ho ho! He looked at me with a smile on his face.
ところで、そろそろその部長というのをやめてくれないかな。今の僕はただの一回の受験生さ。
So this dude is the former president of the Astronomy club, right? Of our school. If we ever get any new members, I'll think about it. Hey, you look pretty worn out.
君も再来年になればわかるよ。
Alright, busy, I get it. Exams and shit. Well, I hope the stars out there tonight put some life back into those eyes.
ありがとう。そうさせてもらうよ。
人がいっぱい。天の川さん、どこかしら。あ、いました。ほら、あそこ。
Is Saya also like famous / popular known at her own school?
こら、コタちゃん、そんなに吠えないな。
Kotaro is protecting Saya. You're looking at her funny? What's the matter, Saya?
人が大勢いるから、コタちゃんが興奮しちゃって。
Just let him be. He'll get tired of barking soon anyway.
アット君は来るの後になるんだよね。
Yeah, can't clock out just yet. I asked the manager to let me off early tonight, and though I still wouldn't make it in time for the start, the night was long. Go on ahead. Make sure Hikari doesn't get out of hand.
任せといて。
I will. You gotta keep her on a leash, okay? Even closer than you would Kutaru. I gave her a little wave and walked away. And then...
天の川さん。
some girl I didn't recognize was calling out to Saya.
部長さん、こんばんは。来てくれて、こんばんは。
A president.
天の川さん、あなたすごいのね。何がですか？男子と親しげに会話をしていたじゃない。
Is that like a special... I mean, for some girls it might be, but... I feel like for Saya, she might be one of those girls too. Normally, they would kind of have trouble talking to boys, just normally, right? Like, just to randomly talk up to a boy you don't know and just strike a conversation. I feel like it's something most people aren't necessarily that great at. But, yeah, they don't know that we're childhood friends, which makes the whole thing quite easy, of course. It'd be fucking awkward if we couldn't even have a normal conversation despite being childhood friends.
そうですか？
These must be the girls that were using this Seizen Girls' Astronomy Club as a cover for their comics club. Ah, those bitches, I remember. What the fuck are they doing here? I guess, oh yeah, Saya invited them to try out and get them into astronomy. I mean, they are the Astronomy Club after all, by name at least, by title. But it looked like they came out just to admire and praise her. I guess that's just what going to an old girls' school is like. Greetings could be heard throughout the crowd, that's true. Old girls' school aren't, I mean, we learned that from, Princess Evenjaw, right? They aren't really... Obviously, you don't have guys there, or much guys, maybe. Sometimes you have male teachers, right? But most of the time, not even that. So, they barely get into contact with other guys. So for those girls especially, it's gotta be kinda difficult to talk to guys, I guess. Greetings could be heard throughout the crowd.
皆様。
5 minutes or so after everyone had gathered, Honaka called everyone's attention. They quieted down and gave her their attention.
今夜はむつら星の会主催の天体観測会にお越しいただきありがとうございます。はじめまして、明光学院天文部部長の吉岡です。これから観測地へ向かいますが、暗いですので、くれぐれも足元に気をつけてください。
Yep, please be careful. Don't mind how long it's gonna take you. Don't even pay attention to your surroundings. It may look like you're being taken on a road trip towards a very dark, dank, foresty place, but don't worry. We're totally not gonna do anything creepy or scary or kidnapping you or anything like that. No problem.
それから向こうでは我々の注意を守って勝手な行動は慎むようお願いします。
All the Six Stars Club members were lined up with their hands raised so everyone knew who to listen to. There were some first years from Nishi and Moromisawa, besides myself, Hikari, and the others.
今夜の観測会のテーマはクリスマスイブの星空です。
Starry Christmas Eve. I like that. Nice title, nice theme. Everyone got restless at the words Christmas Eve. It was the same sky as any other night, but those words seemed to add an extra layer of excitement. 星座や星の解説をさせていただくほか、私たちが試作した天体望遠鏡で肉眼では見えない天体を見ていただく予定です。 You'll also get a chance to use a telescope that we made to see parts of space you can't see with your naked eye. You could hear people muttering in disbelief when they'd heard what we made a telescope ourselves, or that we made a telescope ourselves. I guess that was a natural reaction, though. To the average person, it probably didn't seem like the sort of thing you could make yourself. Even we didn't think we could do it at first.
出発の前にまずはここで一つクリスマス名物の星を紹介させていただきます。北西の空をご覧ください。
Right there, up in the northeast, we see Baby G. I'm just kidding. Everyone turned to where Honaka was pointing.
あそこに十字に星が並んでいるのがわかりますか？
Wait, there actually is a cross? They all muttered to each other as they tried to find them. I don't see shit. Those who knew, or who spotted them first, started helping the others out until it seemed as if everyone had found
あれ
it.
を北十字星ノーザンクロスと言います。
Where's the crossy part? A voice from the crowd asked, if it was the constellation
その
Cygnus.
通り、白鳥座です。夏の星座である白鳥座はクリスマスイブのこの時間帯、頭を下へ向けて地上に突き立つように沈んでいきます。その姿が十字架に見えることからノーザンクロスと呼ぶわけです。
I'm sorry, I don't see it. I don't see where it's supposed to be the cross. I see like a cluster, of course, where it's like a bunch of stars like close together. But you need like two sort of straight lines crossing each other, right? I don't see that part. During the summer months, Cygnus holds Alberio in its beak. But on Christmas, just around the time, it is known instead as the Northern Cross. It was named to the opposite of the Southern Cross in the Southern Hemisphere. It's just a little special something for astronomy fans around Christmas time. I wonder if these people felt any sort of reverence when looking up at the cross in the Christmas Eve sky.
では、出発の前に注意事項を説明します。現地に着いたらライトの使用を極力控えるようにしてください。どうしてですか？暗さに目を慣らすためです。
Our eyes don't let us see anything if we're just suddenly thrown into the dark, but give them some time and they will just adjust. And even the opposite is true. When you come out of a long, dark tunnel, it'll take your eyes some time to get used to how bright it is outside. Yep, definitely. You know that when it kind of feels like the sun is attacking you or the light is attacking you, where you're just like, you turn your eyes away or you're close and like, ah, god dang it. Or obviously, I guess a very good example is that if you just wake up, right? Or if you're woken up and somebody just fucking turns on the light and you're like, ah, dude, what the fuck? That's way too bright. But after a while, your eyes adjust. That's because our eyes are made to adjust to the light levels around us. Unfortunately, while they can adjust to light in 40 seconds to a minute, they take 30 minutes or more to fully adjust to the dark, huh? But with cats it's very fast, right? Because I'm pretty sure cats can see very well in the dark. I mean, I've seen like, I think like video or something where like, the eyes of a cat are like, when they like change back and forth, I'm not sure if it happens very quickly, but when it actually does, it looks so kind of spooky and cool at the same time. Like how their eyes just like, it goes wide and then yeah, it's like holy crap. This is what we call light/dark adaptation. If you want to see the stars with your own eyes, this dark adaptation is incredibly important. There's a whole world of difference in what you can see before and after your eyes have adjusted.
ライトをつけてしまうと、せっかく暗さに慣れた目が元に戻ってしまいます。
Really? I mean, yeah, that's true, right? If adjusting to light takes such a short amount of time, but adjusting to darkness or the dark takes so long, just like being exposed to light for a very brief period can undo like just the half hour you try to adjust to the dark again. Yeah, that kind of sucks. Even if you spend half an hour getting used to the dark, if someone turns on, I said this. I do this weird sometimes, okay? When I like rant, I don't necessarily look at the screen, I just look at like a random point somewhere in my room, and I'm just sort of like thinking what I'm saying. So, despite the text just literally saying what I said myself as well, I didn't read it, so yeah. If someone turns on the light, your eyes will reset in just a matter of seconds.
暗さに慣れた目で見る星空は本当に綺麗です。ご協力をお願いします。それじゃあ真っ暗になっちゃうんじゃないですか？ご心配には及びません。明かりが必要な時はこちらで用意したこの赤いセロファンがついた懐中電灯を使ってください。
What did the red covers do? Honaka turned on one of the lights covered in red, and just as you'd expect, it gave off a red light. I guess it's way less bright. I think red light is easy on the eyes. It doesn't bother your adjusted eyes as much.
また吹きさらしの場所なので夜が深まるとかなり冷え込んでくると思います。
So that means we can all safely look in Hikari's direction and her hair won't fuck up the eye adjustment thingy.
寒くなったら無理せずテントに入るか森の向こうにある廃車両の基地へ行ってください。場所はお手元のプログラムに書いてあります。
Event programs had been prepared for everyone and handed out beforehand.
勝手に行き来すると危ないんで天文部員の誰かに声かけて連れてってもらってくださいね。
Hikari piped in for an extra comment. If any of you need hand warmers or anything, be sure to drop into the convenience store here to pick them up before you go. You gotta pay $5 though. As soon as the words were out of my mouth, a number of people went into the store. See? The convenience store is profiting off of this so much. Looks like we'd be able to make our sales goal.
それでは先に行ってますね、スラミ君。
Yeah, I'll catch up with you later.
じゃあね、アキト。
Bye bye, Hikari.
また後でね。
See you in a bit, Saya-chan. Sure thing. Keep an eye on them, okay, Take?
Oh.
Good luck with your girl date, whatever the fuck you're planning to do with her. He was carrying all the stuff I asked him to, even Saya and Hikari's stuff. As a regular on the basketball team, he definitely had some strength to him. You gotta.
それでは出発します。遅れずについてきてください。
Following Honoka, everyone made their way to our observatory. Our beautiful observatory. Huh? This one's from Saya.
月もないし、空気も霞んでなくて、星がすごくよく見えるよ。
Wow, perfect. The event had already kicked off, and everyone kept messaging me about it. I'm sure they're just thinking of me, but this is just making the wait even worse. I shoved my phone into my pocket with a sigh. There were only 30 more minutes until my shift was up, and celestial bodies were shifting all the while ever so slightly. No one's mentioned the Dobsonian though. I wonder if it even works. Maybe I should have asked someone? The other dude? Nah, I don't think it would help me relax, no matter what the answer is. If they were able to use it, I would feel jealous. And if they weren't, and something was wrong, I definitely wouldn't be able to handle the weight. And I wouldn't really be doing my job either. I wonder what it would look like with an even larger telescope. We all had such big, wild imaginations as kids. We talk about what we'd do if we owned a Hubble, even though there was no chance in the world that it would ever happen. Even still, I thought about hooking an eyepiece onto it and looking through it with my own eyes. I would even think of how hard it would be to keep posture and look through an eyepiece out in space. The childlike innocence of a little boy and little girl. I didn't think there was anything that the Hubble couldn't see. The Hubble was definitely an impressive telescope, but it wasn't able to see the ends of space. I mean, is there even an end to space? It wasn't quite the ultimate telescope, but I'd always dreamed it was. Even back then, the ALMA or ALMA was uncovering a number of the mysteries of space. I just didn't realize back then that there were different kinds of telescopes, each with their strengths and weaknesses. How would our hunk of junk, Pleiades 1, hold up? What in the cosmos would that big beast show us? I still don't even know if we can see anything with it. We made it ourselves though, so I was sure it was not going to be the best quality. But that just meant it might give us a different look than what we were used to. How would it feel looking through that telescope? Would I switch from an astronomer who never looks at the stars to just a normal astronomy club member again?
あら、空見くん、まだいたの?
What do you mean? I still have a shit. What? The manager seemed surprised to find me. What do you mean, still? I could see the clock, and it clearly wasn't time to go yet.
ごめんね、気がつかなくて。
What?
ミハル、ちょっと来なさい。ミハル。
There was no reply. Wait.
しょうがない子だよ。
What is she doing? Did she run out? Uh-oh. Miss Miharu was acting as our advisor,
いい
so...
んだよ。うちのバカ娘のことは気にせず、言っといで。
She said as she began fixing her apron. But, I mean, I've been cutting down my hours as it is already. I'm just causing you more
子
trouble.
供が余計な気遣いするんじゃないよ。あんたにはいつもよく働いてもらってるんだから。さあ、行った行った。
Really? I can go? Just like this? Oh, thank you so much! I'll head out right now then. Oh my god, best boss ever.
はいよ。 気をつけていくんだよ。
I don't know what you're complaining about, Miharu. Your mom's the best. And so I made my way out a little earlier than expected, all the while feeling a little bad for our teacher. The skies were just as clear as Saya's text said. It couldn't have been a more perfect night for stargazing. Woo.
じゃあ次は冬のダイヤモンドを辿ってみましょう。オリオン座の右下の星リゲル、そこから冬の大三角のシリウス、プロキオンとつなぎ双子座のポルックスを辿って。
Then if you follow Pollux from the Gemini constellation, Keisuke from Moromisawa Technical knew a lot about the positions of the constellations, and his absolute love of astronomy really came through in the way that he spoke, and captured all of our guests' attention. He's even captured my attention.
一等星、二等星という言葉を聞いたことがあると思います。
I'm guessing this is through Saya's perspective now? I think, right? When like Akito is not here.
星の明るさを表す言葉ですが、最も明るい星を一等星、
Saya?
肉眼で見えるギリギリ暗い星を六等星としています。
Don't do it, Saya. Don't fall for Keisuke. The stars that you can barely see with your naked eyes are 6th magnitude. I don't know why the second line isn't like voiced, or it's already mentioned in the voice, but like they didn't separate it.
六等星までの星の数はおよそ8600個。全点で合わせて目に見える星が8600個あるってことです。
Whoa.
そのうち一等星は21個しかありません。
And of those, only 21 are 1st magnitude stars.
そのたった21個のうち7つの一等星が冬の空に輝いています。
Pulled in by Keisuke's explanation, I turned my now adjusted eyes to the skies and took in the beauty of the stars of winter. Sirius, Betelgeuse, Procyon, Rigel, Pollux, Capella, Aldebaran. But not just the well-known 1st magnitude stars either. The skies were littered with stars of all brightness and colors. They were both beautiful and overwhelming.
どうですか？冬の星空は華やかでしょ？
これだから冬の星見はやめられないんだよね。
This is something I actually never thought about it too much, but it makes complete sense to me now. You know when people always just mention like light pollution and stuff, right? Like the fact just because of the whole adjustment thingy is like, even if you see, sometimes you just go outside, right, and you see a bunch of stars and like, oh wow, pretty cool stars, right? But then if you just were to think like they're like street lamps or whatever, I don't know if street lamps, for example, would ruin the night vision or the night adjustment that quickly, or dark adjustment. But now I just can't help but think that like, what would the stars actually look like if I were to just do that dark adjustment for like just half an hour and then look up into the sky? How much more would I actually see? But then I'm trying to think like, if I were to do that, where the fuck do I need to go? Like, there's a shit ton of light like everywhere, even at night. I mean in big cities for sure, right? If you don't live in such big cities, then you can maybe find like a more isolated spot which doesn't really have any light or much light at all. But yeah, I mean I understood sort of what light pollution was meant and stuff, but I didn't think it was kind of this big of an issue when it comes to wanting to see the stars. If you don't want to see the stars, then it's, I guess, not a big deal. Ikari had come up beside me as I stared off into space, listening to Keisuke speak from afar.
最初の頃はなんでこんな寒い季節にわざわざ星なんか見るんだって言ってたけどね。
But it all changed. We all laughed, thinking back on those days. We didn't even know that you could see different stars in different seasons back then.
一度すごく星が綺麗な夜があったよね。あったね。あれ、何だったんだろうね。
It was one night after the three of us had been out a few times before. Which night was that? Poor Saya, why does she always just look so sad? She always looks like she's about on the verge of tears. Like, and he just, if you even were to just call out her name, she'd be like, yes, what? And then like a single tear drops down. Yeah, let's go. See, even the cold is making her almost cry right now. There was no big show going on in the skies, and the day-to-day changes were hardly noticeable. I'd grown sick of watching the skies day after day. Plus, I was frozen right down to the bone, and couldn't really take it anymore. But then it had appeared overhead. Falling star? We had been so busy watching our footing that we hadn't really even checked the skies on our way up. But then, up there, with our eyes fully adjusted, we saw the brightest starlit sky we had ever seen. Damn. I feel like that's something that I really want to experience now. Just to see like the huge difference between like looking up at the sky normally and then once your eyes have adjusted to the light or to the darkness. Like, does it actually look like, can you actually see this many stars? That'd be amazing. Amazing. We couldn't help staring upwards, mouths agape. It was like the stars were exponentially brighter than usual, lighting up the whole sky. The whole sky seemed like some grand illusion. I trembled, not from the cold, but because of a strange fear that rose up inside of me. Yeah. We huddled together to stay warm and continued watching the skies. Wow.
あれ以来、あんな夜空には出会ってないね。本当何だったんだろうね。
Either the conditions were just unimaginably perfect that night, or we were so worn out from the climb and the cold that our senses were unusually sharp. Even now, I still didn't really understand it. But ever since that day, whether we known it or not, we continued to try and find that sky once more.
遅いね。
Me? Am I late?
何やってんだろう。もうバイト終わってる時間だよね。
How am I late? Didn't I get off earlier than actually expected? How am I late? What are we
そう
doing?
だね。
Did we go on like a detour? I already sent a bunch of texts, but still no reply. It looked like Hikari was getting sulky for the same
早
reason.
乙女先生が店番変わってくれないのかな。あり得るね。先生、働くの嫌いだから。ねえ、天文部の人、手作り望遠鏡ってまだなの？
Be patient.
もう少々お待ちください。まだメンバーが揃っていませんので。
Honoka was busy taking care of our guests. Narui from Nishi High seemed to be growing impatient though.
ねえ、もう始めちゃわない？
Hey, you don't even want to wait for me?
そんなのダメよ。全員揃ってからじゃないと。でも来ないじゃん。ね
God
え。
dang, you impatient girl.
そうですね。ドブソニアン目当てに来ている人もいるので、あまり待たせすぎるわけには。
Yeah, but we're not asking them to wait forever. Keisuke gave a wonderful explanation of the constellations and other stars, but people seem to be growing a little restless at the unchanging skies.
電話に出てくれません。
Wait, did something happen to us?
どうしたんだろう、アッキー。
Aki, where are you? He should have been here already, and everyone was getting a little worried. Hikari, still next to me, spoke up.
あいつ、ちゃんと来るかな。
You think we'd really ditch you? All of you? Not just keep everybody in the Six Stars Club waiting, but all the people as well that come to this event, especially, partly, because of me.
どうして？来るよ。だって楽しみにしてたじゃない。うん。でも。
Are you really doubting me, Hikari? No. I checked my phone again, but he still hadn't texted me back. Something must have happened, right? Like, what the fuck? Why else? We got off earlier, meaning we should have actually arrived here earlier than expected, but it's already way past, or at least a little time past, my expected arrival, and I'm still not here yet, and I don't reply to text messages. The fuck is going on? Jeez. Would everyone just give me a break here? My phone kept buzzing non-stop. I just left it be and continued my climb up the slope. I could hear people's voices carried over on the wind. It sounded like they were having a good time. What the fuck? My shit is this sounds just like fucking ghosts of the forest. Huh? Ah! What the fuck, Take? What the fuck are you doing, dude? I thought it was an actual ghost or like a rapist. I thought I'd heard some demonic mumbling in the darkness, and it turned out to be Takeichi. Yeah, so still demonic mumbling. He was sitting in the dark with his arms around his knees, looking at the ground instead of the stars above. Ah, what happened? Did you strike out with Narue? Is that it? Hey, what's up, Take? Yep, he got denied. Okay? He could be kind of a pain, so I figured I'd just let him be. After I walked ahead a bit further, I could see all the main members of the Six Stars Club gathered in a circle. They seemed like they're discussing something serious. Did something happen? Hey! I'm here, babies! Huh? Everyone looked at me with such joy or surprise, but I had no idea what was going on. What? Okay, I'm starting to think that something fucky was with the clock at the place that we work. Is that why? That's also why the woman was maybe surprised, the store manager, Miharu's mom, that we were still there. She made it seem like, what? You're supposed to be off like a while ago already. Why are you still here? And then I looked at the clock and like, hey, and then what? I still have like half an hour to go. Meanwhile, it like changed to winter time or whatever the fuck, right? The clock maybe changed and she forgot to adjust the clock. I don't know. Wait, safely? Could it actually be that? The time change? That's actually true. The ghost, the spirit of Mikasuki Village is haunting the dam because, you know, the dam has caused Mikasuki Village to be erased. So you guys are all gathered up like that because you were worried about me? I said it jokingly, but no one seemed to share my attitude. Okay, they are. Damn, Hikari actually looks pissed. She's like grinding her teeth like, you motherfucker. Okay, they're all really upset or something, or at least, I don't know, what the hell? They stared silently. Sorry to worry you, but as you can see, I'm fine. The stars were just so nice, I couldn't help but look at them while I walked. The astronomer who doesn't look up at the stars, huh? So much for that title. I guess my pace was a bit slower than I thought. Did we seriously just walk slow? And look at my phone after my eyes had finally adjusted? No way! That's actually a good point. The light of our screen would fuck up the adjustment thingy, right? Everyone let out a deep sigh. I guess they weren't kidding. They were actually worried about me. I'm sorry. I figured I might as well apologize once more. Everyone was upset I hadn't responded, but they didn't yell. I guess they were Astronomy club members too, and could understand my reasoning. I gave Hikari a quick elbow, a side jab. Hey Hikari, what did you do to Take? That dude's pretty depressed right now. Come on, I saw him sitting like a zombie out there on my way up. Well, why do you look happy? What did you do, Hikari? Is this something you're actually proud of? Is it actually, did she flat out deny him? Saya signaled my attention with her eyes. Narue.
しばらくこっち忙しいからカメラ好きに使っていいよ。やった。
It looked like Narwe, and at first year we're getting along pretty well. Oh, does she already have a boyfriend? I hadn't even considered that possibility. Cause I feel like, I don't know, this is obviously just a default in like almost every single visual novel. Where just like, every girl that you see, unless they're like obviously older and married, but every girl that you see, there's like I can't even think of one where they're not in a relationship. They're always pretty much single. Now there could be like there could be occasions of course where there is a girl that you meet in a visual novel and she does happen to have a boyfriend, but it's very rare. I can't even remember one of any visual novel that I've played. I could have forgotten maybe one or two here and there, but like, you know, more often than not, they're definitely single. So the thought of Narwe even having a boyfriend didn't come to mind. Even if she's not a potential route, even then, most of them are always just single. Or we don't know, of course, because we don't know them that well. But still, I'd always assumed they were close, but... Ah, I see. I guess she had a boyfriend. That must have been what set Takeichi off.
私が出て行くまでもなかったわ。
Even Cupid Hikari knows not to break up a current couple to try and create a new one. It was probably best that it went down this way anyway. Anyway, the skies are really clear tonight, huh? Reminds me of way back when. You remember that night here? When the stars look more beautiful than ever. You're too late, Akito. They already reminisced on that one particular night. Saya and Hikari gave each other weird looks. What?
別に
They're like, yep, we thought of that before too. They're excited and I thought of it too. That just shows how much it meant to all three of us, right? They sure seemed happy about something.
全員揃いましたし、遅くなりましたが、始めましょうか。そうですわね。
Wait, what are we starting? I had one of tonight's programs, and I was sure there was nothing set to start at this time.
そんなの決まってます。
The main event already? She turned around as she spoke.
ファーストライトですわ。
First light? What? You still haven't started? It should have started an hour after everyone had gotten here.
あんたが来ないから始められなかったんでしょうが。
But why were they waiting for me? Can't they like configure it without me? Narui seemed a little irked. But wait, I told you to start without me. I definitely told them not to wait. I had still been at work when the first light had been scheduled to start.
やっぱりみんな揃ってやりたいじゃないですか。え?
Aww. If I had known, I would have made my way up here a lot faster. I mean,
皆様、長らくお待たせいたしました。
to be fair, dude,
これより私たちが自作した天体望遠鏡
they
プレアデス
probably
1号のファーストライトを始めます。
they probably did tell you. You just didn't bother to check your phone, which was for a good reason, mind you. But still, they did tell you. Everyone gathered to her call.
空見さん、いいですか?
Yes. Keisuke and I pulled out the sheet we used to cover it this afternoon. Usually when you pull off a sheet off of something, right? It's like a grand exposure. It's just like unveiling of our beautiful something. Sometimes it's a statue, something. I mean, in this case, it's a telescope, right? But it's not really something. We're not really like showing off something beautiful to the people. The steel frame of the telescope cast its silhouette against the starlit sky. The crowd was abuzz with talk at the strange side of it. They're like, what the fuck is that supposed to be? What's with all the weird colors? Why is there so much wood? What is that round thingy?
あれが天体望遠鏡なの?
It looks more like a cannon, right? I heard a lot of people say that it looked like a cannon. Just like Corona, yeah?
初めて目にする皆様が驚かれるのも無理はありません。しかしこの子はれっきとした天体望遠鏡ですわ。
Nope, sorry, you've actually all been pranked. We were joking. Ha! We were not here to look at the sky or the stars. We're here to blow up the stars with our special cannon.
ロブソニアンという種類の自作望遠鏡です。レンズではない鏡を利用した反射望遠鏡でとてもシンプルな構造をしています。
there was an explanation of how it was built in a pamphlet, so some people probably already
教
knew.
頭はこのように省略し、このフレームの部分には自転車のホイールと鉄パイプを組み合わせ、課題も廃材を再利用。地球は
Oh, bike frames, I can totally see that, yep. Even a base is made of using recycling parts, or recycled parts. And the primary mirror is... oh, she already said that. It's a bit annoying. It happens sometimes in the beginning too, but you know, where the voice acting just sort of like continues, even though it's supposed to stop, and then the next sentence where you press enter, that's where it's supposed to continue. So basically, the voice acting does 2 sentences, and then when you press enter, the second part isn't voiced at the exact same time. It was voiced before already, because it was attached. You know what I mean. It just throws me off a little. Honoka looked at Orihime.
何でしたっけ？何だったかしら。
Narue and Keisuke kind of tilted their heads to the side.
ね、何だったかな。
Corona looked over to me for help. Come on, Corona, you should know this. Hikari and I then looked to Saya, and soon enough, all eyes were on her. The honor is all yours, Saya. Saya winced, but still answered. It never gets old, although I do feel a little bit guilty every time she says it, but the funny factor heavily outweighs the guilt that I feel. Everyone seemed a little surprised at the lame name, but Honaka just continued as if nothing happened.
と名付けられたガラスを磨いて制作しました。なんで私に言わせるの？っていうかいる？今の説明必要だった？
Yeah, I feel like that explanation wasn't really necessary, except to show that it's, I guess, a personal item of ours.
要するに、ほとんどのパーツが廃材の再利用によって賄われているのです。
Yeah, I guess it's to highlight that it's recycled materials, right? Even ours that we owned ourselves, that's personal property.
エコロジーですわ。本日の観測会は、このプレアデス1号のファーストライト。つまり、初めてこの天体望遠鏡で星の光を見てみることが真の目的なのです。それでは、ファーストライト開始。
At Orihime's command, everyone sprung into action. Not that it was any kind of exciting sort of action. First, the parts were re-examined and the optical axis was adjusted as necessary. Then, we decided on a target and began our search for it.
まずは何がいいかしら。今の時間だと、ここはやっぱクリスマスツリー星団でしょ。
Wait, there's a Christmas tree cluster too?
どこにあるのでしょう。
Like a cluster of stars that looks like an actual Christmas tree?
一角十座のそばだから。
Once our target was set, we just had to aim the finder scope at it. The Upsonians also need finder scopes, so I pulled the finder off of my telescope and attached it to the Pleiades 1. Once the finder was fixed, we just had to adjust the focus of the eyepiece. It was a Newtonian telescope, so the eyepiece was in front of the lens barrel. The Upsonians were so big that depending on the angle, you would need to climb up to see through it.
まず誰から見るの？そんなの決まってますわ。
Everyone looked at me. Wait, what? Me? What? I'm the astronomer who never looks at the stars, despite me looking at stars before I got here. Wait, why me?
この望遠鏡制作に携わった人の中で一番の功労者にファーストライトの栄誉をと思いまして。
Oh, but you worked very hard too, Orihime. Come on, I didn't really... I was hoping someone else would step in to take credit, but no one did.
先に早く。
Corona pulled me over to the telescope.
さあ、どうぞですわ。
I guess?
空見くん、どうぞ。
え？
早くしなよ。後が使えてるんだよ。
They weren't gonna let me say no. So I just went through with it and climbed up. Okay, fine. This is what I had been looking forward to. I felt bad that the first light, or the lights... What? The first light's first look was going to be taken by me. the astronomer who never looks at the stars. But really, I was quite thrilled. Here goes. You all ready? The eyepiece was right in front of me, and on the other end of that, space itself. Space as it can only be seen from this telescope. Calm down. Let me enjoy the moment. What was that? I went to look through, but then froze up. What? Are we nervous?
どうしたの？
何かトラブルですか？
I climbed back down without saying a word. I really think someone else should go first. What's that? It's like an anxiety attack or something?
どうして？
Everyone, Six Stars Club members and gathered guests alike, watched me with puzzled expressions. I just laughed it off and headed to the end of the line. I guess everyone just sort of gave up after that, and they picked a new order instead. People made their way in and out of the train car to warm up. I boiled some water on a portable stovetop and made some instant noodles. Was it just hunger? It was a pang of hunger. That would be dinner for our guests. Besides, you can't stay warm without some food in your stomach. Food's ready. 2 girls came up and each took a cup. Careful, it's really hot.
ありがとうございます。温かい。
The girl held the warm styrofoam cup with both hands to warm herself up. She was pretty cute. Hey, eyes on the prize, Akito. She's not one of the routes, I think. Wouldn't that actually be amazing? Where just like randomly you meet like a random girl that you think is not even a side character. You don't even think she's not even worthy of having a character avatar. Like, you know, you don't see her character at all in the drawing. And then it turns out, hey, you can take her out. I don't know. I like sort of unexpected things that suddenly happen. I don't know. Just the idea of that would be pretty funny to me and cool. Enjoying the stars tonight?
はい。星ってこんなに綺麗なんですね。今日来てみてよかったです。
She said that with a smile and headed back inside with her friend. All our guests were friends and acquaintances of the Six Stars Club members. And if any of them started to have any interest in astronomy at all, the event would be considered a success. Kotaru? I turned my head to the sound of a familiar bark. Miharu-sensei, you're the one who's busted! Aren't you supposed to watch the shop right now, huh? Miss Miharu!
よその女の子にデレデレしてるとこ見ちゃったわ。さやたちにチクらないとね。
Shh! Don't tell Saya. Don't tell them. She laughed an evil sort of laugh as she made her way onto the platform with Kotaru. I was in no mood for her jokes, and just sighed. Why are you here anyway? How had she convinced the managers to let her out?
小太郎の散歩だって言って出てきた。
Ah, sneaky. Sneaky, huh? Yeah, I see, alright. She really was a kid. And then she secretly, oh, let me take a detour. Oh, look, Kotaro, gonna look up at the stars. Aw, he actually looks sad. Poor Kotaro, he's just, like, looking downwards. He's missing Saya. You can tell in his eyes. He's missing Saya. Kotaro seemed really worked up about being someplace new, so I pet him to calm him down. You sure are warm, eh? Aww.
へえ、こんなのが残ってたんだね。
She looked around the train car, illuminated in the
こ
starlight.
こがあんたたちの？
Yeah, it was our secret observatory.
教師時代に知ってたら出入りを禁止にしてたところだわ。
What? No, why would you want to stop us from watching the stars? Yeah, we figured as much. That's why we kept it a secret.
これだからガキどもは油断ならないのよ。
What? For us to just have fun?
でもそっか。こんなところであんたたちはいつも星を見てたんだね。
Every night for at least a year.
いいところね。
She laughed, and it really brought back memories. You want some?
お、いいね。観測会っつったらカップ麺だよね。
That actually sounds like an amazing combination, right? Just astronomy and instant noodles that's just made warm instant noodles. That sounds like an amazing combination that I've never even considered before, but now I feel like has to go hand in hand. I poured some of the boiled water into another noodle cup for her. I don't think you can have instant noodles, Kotaro. Here, this is for you. I opened up one of the packages of sandwiches and let Kotaro have at it.
いただきます。
I'm not sure it's that instant, you know?
いいのいいの。ちょっと硬いのがうまいんだから。
She said as she started slurping up the only partially boiled noodles.
これよこれ。懐かしい味だわ。
You make it seem like you haven't had these in a while, which I assumed you actually wouldn't have because she's kind of poor and you know, unemployed. I thought that she'd kind of only be living off of noodles at the moment. But I guess she still lives at home, so probably not. She watched me as I watched Kotaro devour his sandwich.
大丈夫かい？
I was going to try and avoid her question, but I decided not to. I guess she could already tell. I'm really a wimp, huh? I guess I just never realized how much of a wimp I am. She didn't seem to have the right words for the moment, so she just focused on her noodles. She must have crossed paths with Hikari and the others before coming here, and probably heard the story. So she knows why I'm sulking around over
聞
here.
いたよ。ほうき星のこと。またすぐにいなくなっちゃうんだってね。
Ah, could it be related to that? The fact that like that telescope that we just now finished and completed, right? It is a sign. It is another sort of sign of like the finality of Hikari leaving again. Now that that's been completed, that means Hikari's gonna leave soon.
ほんと忙しい子だね。
She had been laughing, but one look at my face cut her laughter short. I could tell without even looking straight at her that she was trying desperately to find something to say. She was worried about what she could even say to me. She was always like that, getting too caught up in things. It's probably why she wasn't cut out to be a teacher. Really? I felt like she was an amazing teacher to when we were little. But it was also what made me like her as a teacher too. I thought it might be okay. But as soon as I realized I was about to set my eyes on the stars, I got scared all of a sudden. And before I knew it, I stepped down from the telescope. I had figured it'd be a problem to start with, though. I actually could have had the day off of work, but I didn't take it, on purpose. I wanted the event to start without me. I wanted everyone to have their fun, then show up when things were settling down and maybe just take a quick peek through Replay 81. The whole reason I took so long getting here after work was kind of on purpose too.
前に言
Ah.
ってたじゃない。星を見てると不安になるって。あれ、ちょっとわかるわ。
Her eyes drew a little tighter, looking almost sad.
星に手は届かない。子供の頃はさ、いざとなったら空だって飛べるって思ってたりしたわよね。
I feel like this is a particular outlook or a feeling that Miharu and Akito have when they look at the stars, right? They recognize the beauty and the amazing thing that they're looking at that's so far away, but at the same time they realize that it's something so far away that it's something they'll never be able to reach. And I feel like, whereas I guess with Hikari, or at least back then, right? Which is why Akito said that Hikari seemed so far away whenever she looked like at the stars. Because I feel like it's just an approach to how maybe, not necessarily how you look at life, but how you just, I guess, more related to astronomy or the stars in general, but like more of a half glass full / half glass empty, you know, that kind of approach. Whereas Miharu and Akito are more the half glass empty. They see the stars and they're like, well, it's not even that, it's just maybe optimism versus pessimism a bit, but you kind of know what I mean, right? It's just a different approach. Whereas Hikari, when she was little, this maybe they're being more realistic, right? Maybe Miharu and Akito are being very realistic by saying it's something we can never reach, and it's probably very, very true for most people that look at the stars, right? But, or yeah, for like 99.9%, at least at the moment, of the people that look at the stars. But Hikari just, I don't know, the way she looked at the stars, and it's just like the goals that she has when looking at it, and the want, the desire of like that she can actually reach it. Just believing it, even if it's not possible at all in her lifetime, just believing it or setting that as a goal to reach towards. Even if you never accomplish that goal, just a goal to reach towards and to work towards. I feel like that's how Hikari just looked at it, and I feel like you need those type of people as Hikari, right? Because even though you yourself in your lifetime may not ever be able to reach the stars or reach that depth, right? The distance that far into space. If you're interested in space and do something with astronomy and whatnot, you're kind of contributing to future generations that at least maybe at some point will actually reach that place, right? If we don't blow ourselves up on this planet, that is. But like, if we go by the assumption that, you know, let's say thousands of years from now, that, you know, I mean, you already see progress slowly but surely being made in terms of like space exploration and all that stuff. So the idea of, even if it's really fucking long from now, the fact that we could reach that place, it's possible. But yeah, I guess just maybe Miharu and Akito don't even think of it that way. I don't know, but I feel like that's kind of just their differences in approach. Maybe, I don't know, where it's more maybe just dreams / fantasy of Hikari versus the more realistic approach for themselves of Miharu and Akito. I don't know, that was too long of a rant, but I hope you kind of understood what I meant there.
そう思っていれば平気で渡れる吊り橋も実は翼なんてないって気がついちゃったら足が震えて一歩も前へ進めなくなる。
It's kind of like, here, back as a kid, I'd imagine it's someday I'd just be able to fly up there. It's sort of just a childlike, not innocence, but just imagination, right? Where it's just like, yeah, I'm gonna... You don't care about like all the technicalities and like how you actually reach it. It's just like, I want to reach that someday, and that's the driving force behind your passion, your love for it. And I guess here with the other one, once I realized I'd never have wings, that's more of the, I guess, realistic approach. I don't know.
星に手は届かない。それに気づいてしまったら、夜空を見上げるのさえ怖くなる。
Would this qualify as nihilism? Probably not, I don't know. Maybe a little bit. But once you set your eyes on the beautiful, expansive sky, you recognize the overwhelming void that stands between it and you.
別に宇宙へ行きたいわけじゃない。実際に手に触れたいわけじゃない。でしょ?
Yes. I never wanted to be an astronaut or anything like that. What I was after was more fantastical, something that didn't really exist anywhere but in stories. That's exactly why it was so frustrating.
どんなに望んでも結局は手が届かない遠い場所。
Yeah.
でもね。
Hmm? She looked up to the sky so suddenly that I couldn't help but follow her gaze. The brilliance of the winter stars showered down on me.
光は届いてるよ。だから見えるんだ。
Their light has made the journey? Miss Miharu nodded.
どんなに遠くても、どんなに時間がかかっても、星が光を放つ限り、私たちはその存在をこうして感じることができる。だからあの星たちは空想でもおとぎ話でもないんだよ。
See, and that's more the I guess longevity approach, right? Where you're just like, yeah, like even now, right? Like even the stars that we're probably looking at, some of them might even just be gone already, right? But just because of like the outrageous distance that they have to travel, the light has to travel to actually reach us. It still happens. Despite it costing so much time, it still happened. So it's not theoretically impossible that at some point we could do the same thing. By which I mean like for us to go towards the stars, right? But yeah, that's just, I guess. It's just, I mean, it's really hard to think like so many thousands of years into the future and try and find, I guess, solace in that. I don't know. It just, maybe it's a different way of interpreting things, how you view things. I don't know. She squinted her eyes a bit, giving those stars a good, long look, as if she was looking over someplace far away and up in the
あん
sky.
たの光は今手の届く場所にいるじゃないか。
My own star. Who's that? Kotaro's ears suddenly perked up, and he started barking. Saya or Hikari? Right at the same time, a girl came running out of the woods. Her hair flying like a twin-tailed comet, she came running up on the platform.
Akito!
Hikari... Hikari... What's the matter?
フレアデス1号が変なの。
What? What?
急に焦点が合わなくなって、それで。
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. She was exasperated and out of breath, which made her explanation broken and rushed. She got me all worked up too, though, and before I knew it, I was on my feet. Can you watch over things here?
はいよ。
Thanks, Miss Miharu. I ran out, leaving a gasping Hikari behind as I ran through the woods. Don't worry, Akito is here to save the day. Once I made it there, everyone was gathered around the telescope with gloomy looks on their faces. Our guests all stood at a distance watching
なん
them.
かしらけるね。
Oh god. Why does this feel like strangely familiar, but just on a larger scope, on a larger scale? I made my way through the crowd.
アキトくん。
Saya-chan! Hikari already filled me in. I wasted no time getting up to check out the mirror box. It might be distorted because of the cold. Matter expands when warm and contrasts when cold. Your normal store-bought telescope would be equipped with low expansion glass, but ours was made with glass from a decoration. It was also a whopping 40 centimeters in diameter, so it was even more susceptible to this kind of thing. Left out here in the cold, I wouldn't have been surprised if it had been contracted, or if it had contracted. Doesn't look cracked or anything though. As far as I could tell, there didn't seem to be any problem I could point out just by looking. Maybe the optical axis is off?
いえ、それは確かめましたが、ずれていませんでした。
Then what?
焦点が合わず、像がぼやけてしまうのよ。
I stood up on the mount. Here, someone hold this thing.
任せて。
Thank you, Corona-chan. Corona came up and supported the frame so it didn't move. I looked through the eyepiece. What's wrong with it? All I could see through it was a blurry, incoherent mess. It's like it's way out of focus. The most likely explanation was distortion due to the change in temperature. It looked like using normal glass was really a bad idea after all. I worked on adjusting the focus a bit. Our Pleiades one wasn't quite as easy to put in focus as a retail telescope though. Come on, handyman Akito can do it, right? It's a little better, I think. A little less blurry. Something started to come through. The bright blur slowly turned to something smaller and more pointed. But... everybody's like holding their breath like, come on, you can do it, Akito, save the day. Because that's kind of what we're doing, right? it kind of depends on us fixing it or not, if this whole event is going to now fucking fail, or if it's still going to somewhat succeed.
どうし今いいところですわ
Whoa, getting better? That's pretty good. It went a little, it went like pretty sharp, and then it regressed a little bit, but it's getting there. There we go. I saw it. Everything came into focus, and the expanses of space stood right before my eyes. The faint, sparkling light of countless stars came shining through. This celestial body. Is this the Christmas tree cluster? I couldn't help but speak out loud.
メリークリスマスですわ
Did they do this on purpose? Part of me thought this when Hikari came running to us, but she was really convincing, but she could be a really great actress. Part of me thought that they might have like set it on out of focus on purpose, just to make it seem like, oh, I'll come in there and to make me actually, to sort of force me to look through the telescope. Is that what they actually did here? And then like the moment that I see it, maybe everything will just come back to me and I realize that like, yeah, this is it. The beauty of it.
メリークリスマス
And a happy new year! Wait, not yet.
秋にメリークリスマス
Merry Christmas, Corona. I stood up there, dumbfounded, looking back at everyone. I feel like they did this on purpose. Everyone's worn, sullen faces were suddenly lit with smiles and
ドッ
smirks.
キリ大成功だね
God damn it, they fooled me! Bitches! Still not quite getting what was going on, I turned towards Hikari. Hikari stood together with Saya, gesturing sorry to me. You guys... Then I realized that it wasn't just the 6 Stars Club members, but other guests were laughing too. Damn, they were all in on it! All of them! Every single one of them! Even the people that don't even know me. Even the people who were complaining about being bored moments ago. Damn! This is like, everybody is just like a fucking amazing actor. They all came together just to be really convincing. Holy shit. Was everyone in on
ご
this?
めんこうでもしないと見てくれないと思ってどうかなプレアデス1号で見る空は
It was magical. It was... How was it? I was so focused on fixing whatever was wrong that I didn't even give it any thought. I'd even forgotten how I ran away from the whole thing a short while ago. How did it feel when I focused in on the brilliance of the
綺
skies?
麗だったでしょ
No, it wasn't anything special, I guess. Everyone looked disappointed at my response. The Christmas tree cluster I saw in my book as a kid was much more colorful. The pale skies you see through a telescope are nothing compared to photographs. I feel like maybe a much better way to like sort of say it is like the way you view the world as a child, right? And maybe it is actually the childlike innocence or whatever, right? Or the childlike excitement as well that you have about things and new things. It just, for a lot of people lose that when they become older and when they become an adult, right? Maybe it's that part of just like sort of crudely saying growing up, maybe, right? That holding on to that childlike fantasy of like reaching the stars, trying to reach the stars, that is something that's just, that only people that keep that sort of childlike fantasy, they can hold on to that, but the people that sort of lose that magical feeling, I guess, of being a kid, they lose that. Could that be it, perhaps? I feel like it's maybe more of a better comparison, somewhat. The pale skies you see through a telescope are nothing compared to photographs. Plus, our Pleiades 1 didn't provide the best image quality, so everything blurred together. But it was still kind of exciting. I played back that feeling from moments ago. What did it feel like? Wow. I mean, how can you look at that and not say that it's fucking magnificent? Like I could reach the stars. They did it. Are you happy now? Is this what you wanted? You wanted me to admit it? Feeling kind of embarrassed standing out in front of everyone, I stepped down, but Orihime stood in my way. She crossed her arms over her voluptuous bosom.
そうはさせませんわ。
What?
あなたには心ゆくまで天体を堪能していただきます。
No, really. I've seen enough already.
アキト、
Hikari came up and grabbed my hand.
私たちここにいるよ。
Aww.
不安はみんなで受け止めるから。
Everyone gave me encouraging looks, even if they didn't really seem interested, like Narue. All I wanted to do was run immediately away from this embarrassment, but Orihime didn't look like she'd let up.
夏ら星の会の目的をお忘れかしら。
To spread interest in astronomy to more and more people, and expand the field itself? Orihime's face lit up in agreement, and I guess that's what they're doing to me now.
あなたみたいな天文大好きっ子を逃すわけにはいきません。
Good point. She puffed out her chest proudly, but the closer I looked, the more I could see a bit of uncertainty creeping through her expression. I could see right through her bluff. She played tough to try and get me to stay there. That's just how kind she was. It suddenly brought back memories. Stargazing brings out the kinder side in people. If only everyone could feel that small bit of light from deep, deep in space, I'm sure the world would be a more peaceful place. I want you to remember that faint light. Grow up to be a kind person who sees that light that others cannot. That's what my father said to me when he brought me this telescope. That shining light might have been you, Hikari. Aww. Hikari is our shining light. When was that again? Oh, it was the first time Hikari and I used my telescope together. I had thought my telescope was broken, but Hikari learned how to fix it from Miss Miharu. And I remember it was in the backyard, right? She came knocking on our door. The skies were beautiful that night. This night felt like I was reliving that night with Hikari. That same passion as it returned. The same feeling. I sighed in defeat. Well, if you insist.
そう来なくちゃ。ここにいるみんなはもう存分に楽しんだ後ですから、心置きなく銀河旅行を堪能してくださいな。
I'll do just that then. Hikari, Saya, can you two help me out?
いいよ。
Not you, Corona. Why are you even in this image? Get out of here, Corona.
任せといて。コロナも。
She probably forced herself like, me too, me too. Thanks, guys. Thank you all. Wow. Look at that beautiful... There's a shit ton of light pollution there in the city though, but damn, does it not look beautiful? And with that, I took a journey through space. Pleiades 1 didn't provide the best image quality or anything, but it was beautiful nonetheless. And I knew that it was just all just light shining through from far across the void of space. It was this telescope that we made with our own hands that brought them closer to me. It was our second set of eyes. That big piece of junk, the Ancient One's evil eye, had been transformed into the primary mirror of our Pleiades 1, and now it captured light from far off in space for us to see. This unsightly collection of junk was our ship to the stars. And now me and my steadfast crew were ready for our journey. I'm finally home. I have returned. Back home in the skies. And I wandered off into the endless expanse of it. Daddy's home.
やっぱりここにいた。
I stopped gazing upwards and peeked over the side from on top of the car to see who was there.
ねえ、 そんなとこで何してんの？プレアデス1号でどこまで倍率上げられるか試してみようって言ってるんだけど。
I'm fine here. I can see plenty already. I answered simply and turned my eyes up again. And then... Are they coming up here?
ねえ、ちょっと見てないで手貸してよ。
I give in and help pull her up. And of course, Saya was right behind her. Don't go falling off or anything. I gotcha, I gotcha. No! Why does this always happen? Didn't this happen last time too? Saya finally made her way up and Hikari patted down her rustled clothes. I feel like we need like a ramp. We need to build like a ramp with like protection on the side as well, right? So she can't even fall off the ramp. Just for Saya herself. Jeez. I was just starting to enjoy myself up here. Yeah, did you girls have to ruin this again? Jeez.
いい気分を独り占めは良くないよ。ねえ、さや。
Saya came close and sat next to me.
仲間外れは嫌だよ。
Of course. That's not what I was doing. I was just enjoying some alone time. Not leaving anyone out of anything.
さやばっかずるい。
Yeah! Hey, watch it! Hikari followed Saya's lead and sat on the opposite side, leaning against me. Jeez, you two. I guess they didn't really see me as a guy, but just as a friend. Still, I didn't want to say that out loud and have them treat me different, or have things get awkwardly silent or something. Plus, it wasn't so bad. Of course not.
何見てたの？
If I just came out and said it, it probably wouldn't have been as fun. So I kept silent. Ha! Let them guess.
は、わかった。サンタクロースだ。
Wrong. She started looking around for him. Of course not. Besides, even if Santa was real, he'd have to move around so fast that you wouldn't even be able to see him. You can see that faint light, right?
淡い光？オリオン大星雲？
Under the 3 stars of Orion's belt are 3 small stars in a straight line, the center of which is M42, the Orion Nebula. Bingo, Saya-chan. If a diffuse nebula that spans about 30 light years. If you look hard enough, even with the naked eye, you can see the nebula's haze. Nah, I already saw that. I'd used Pleiades 1 to check that one out. It was definitely a sight to behold. It's something fainter, something you can't even see with a telescope.
もっと淡くて。
All the way out there. My depression.
望遠鏡じゃ見られない天体？
Saya, you already hint. The answer is right there in front of you. What, Alberio? Hikari had just been staring blankly into the sky, but suddenly looked like she had something.
もしかして天の川？
The Milky Way? I nodded. Saya's last name is the same as the Japanese word for the Milky Way. Oh, really? Oh, I never knew that. You can just barely make it out, right? Saya worked hard to focus her eyes upon the sky. It was fainter than it would have been during the summer. It was a sight you definitely couldn't see from the city, and even out in a relatively small town like this, it was a pretty rare sight.
あれかな？
What, you're not impressed? That's it? Just the Milky Way? It was growing late, and the lights in town were dying down, so you could see the faint glow of it rising up between the stars. Still, even with your eyes adjusted to the dark, it would be hard to pick out if you didn't know what to look for. But when you did manage to spot it, it was really something special. It was a really peaceful sort of feeling, out there on that cold winter night.
昔はさ、もっと見えてた気がする。
Yeah, it's because the town has grown quite a bit bigger. The stars up above slowly lost out to the growing expanse of light from the surface of the
い
earth.
つか見えなくなっちゃうのかな。ちょっと寂しいね。
She said that, seemingly cold as she hugged her knees. Everything kept changing. The town, the people, even the stars in the sky. We might have lost even more than we had ever noticed. As I grew silent, the two of them exchanged looks with each other.
せーの
What?
さっきはごめんなさい
Wait, why are they apologizing? Hmm?
騙すような真似して
It's okay. They were all doing it for me, right? And I was kind of stubborn about it in a sense. Nah, it's fine. You said it yourself. I probably wouldn't even have used the Pleiades one if you hadn't done it all. Done all that. I was embarrassed, but kind of glad too.
一応言っておくとあの作戦考えたのはサヤだからね
Really? Saya's plan? Alright. Definitely doing her route first. Just for that one.
光が裏切った
Saya looked pretty worked up.
だってアキト君自分のことになるとすぐ抱え込んで人に頼ろうとしなくなるもん
Hey, that sounds like me.
でも人のことだと逆に頑張っちゃうの知ってるから
That does not sound like me. No, I'm kidding.
そういうアキトの性格を逆手に取った作戦をサヤが考えたんだよ光怒るよキャーサヤが怒った怖いよもう光
You should be. People that you rarely ever see angry, when they are angry, you better fucking run for your life. They fought each other while I was stuck between them. I guess they really knew a thing or two about me.
でもよかったアキト君がまた星を見てくれて苦しくならなかった
She asked this pretty sincerely. Partway through, yeah, I figured I'd better be honest. After looking through it for a while, I suddenly got all nervous, like I was about to lose my footing or something. Even now, my legs still felt shaky. That's why I came up here alone. Just wandering around space through that telescope. Before I realized it, I was far into the unknown without any sense of how to get back, and it just kinda set me off. Normally, I would have just taken off right then and there, but I couldn't do that. Not tonight. Hikari and Saya were here tonight, along with all the members of the Six Stars Club. Plus, our handmade Pleiades 1 was here. Anyway, during my deep space fight with my own fears, I saw some light ahead. That's when my dad's words came echoing through my ears again.
暗闇を恐れることはない。夜の闇が暗いほど星はまばゆく輝くのだから。
Wise words from our dad. Shining stars are like signposts, showing us that there is something way out there. As long as you follow the light of the stars, you're bound to get somewhere. These shining stars are what give off true light after all.
光
They had somewhat confused looks on their faces as they listened. Anyway, I got all stressed out, but having you all here helped me overcome it.
そうなんだよかったよかった
Hey, Hikari, you'll be back in a year, right?
多分
I can wait. I can wait a year.
長くなっちゃう可能性はあるけどずっと向こうってわけじゃないはずだよ
Better not be. Hearing that made me smile. I actually wonder how... I feel like I kind of have an order of how I want to do the routes in my head. I don't think I'm gonna spoil it yet, but... I feel like once we reach the Hikari route, like... How does that happen? Does it just like fast forward through a year without her and then she returns again and then we try to pick things up where we left off? Maybe? Something like that? You really are like a bright shooting star, you know? Dazzling as she went by, vanishing only to maybe come back again some other time, and causing a ruckus every time she appeared. I guess I can wait a year. I've already waited 4. Let's watch the skies together again when you come back.
じゃあ天文部はやめないの？
Hmm?
さやに聞いた。
Oh yeah.
観測会がうまくいったら天文部をやめるつもりでいるって。
I gave a small chuckle. Nah, I'm not gonna quit. How could I quit something this interesting? Hikari seemed relieved, and Saya smiled happily. No matter how hard we tried, I don't think we could ever hide who we really were. I love stargazing, and I loved hanging around with these two. Let's continue our galactic journey. There's still plenty of space to explore. Together.
行こう。
The Mikasuki Astronomy Club might be gone, but we still had the Six Stars Club. As of that night, our journey through the stars was once again on the move.